Well, I suppose, how did you get to where you are today? Were there particular avenues that you went down that perhaps were expected or unexpected? How did you end up where you are today?
I think there's always been three things that have been really important to me above anything else. And the first was, I realized from a very young age, I was basically unemployable. I didn't want to work for other people. I wasn't suited to the sort of corporate politics. So anything I did had to be something where it was my thing. The second thing is that I began to realize that there is something powerful about building businesses because they have a power of multiplication. My father was an academic. He spent his whole life spending other people's money. My mother was a homemaker. She spent her whole life spending other people's money. She'd actually started a small business, but the only multiplication they made was to have two children, which, given they were two adults, wasn't really multiplication, it was steady state. So there's something about business which allows a seed to grow and flourish, and from one seed you can get 100-fold. So that has always excited me. And I think then the third sort of principle that kept me going all the way through is, and I didn't realize this until I was much older, but there's something inside me that loves teaching people, loves writing training courses. There's something very didactic about me. So accidentally, all the way along the way, I've ended up doing that thing. And when I got to about 50, I realized, okay, so this is the thing I love doing. Let me do more of it. But that was an accident, really, an accident waiting to happen.
How did that accident happen? How did you first notice it, or how did it first come across?
Well, I was invited by a couple who'd founded one of the very first executive coaching and leadership development businesses in the UK. And they said, Charles, we're now ready to prepare our business for sale and retire. So will you come in and work out what we need to do? Because you know something about business. We know a lot about executive development, but you know something about business. So I came in and started doing some work. And I'd started working with them, and they said quite quickly, actually, why don't you become the CEO of this business? Because then not only can you think about the plan and the strategy, but you also implement it, and then you will propose things that you're actually going to get done. So what happened is I said, if you want me to be the CEO of this business, and I spent my whole life being a consultant and a software engineer, then to be credible in front of your clients and in front of your team, I need to go on these programs to learn what an executive coach is and how to do leadership development, how to facilitate groups. So I got this sort of free education as part of the package. And that's where I really understood for the first time how much I love teaching people, because I could see that coaching and mentoring and this facilitated learning that happens in workshops was something I loved doing. I loved the outcome, and actually I was quite good at it. So that was a seminal transition.